Good day everyone, my name is Alex and welcome to a new review. Well, believe it or not, we have yet another action camera, but this time around we have one that has the Novatek 96660 CPU, so we can expect much better video recordings. So this one here, it's called the Apeman A80 and it costs somewhere around $70. Supposedly, this can record in 4K at 24 frames per second, but in reality the Novatek 96660 CPU doesn't support 4K recordings, so you're actually gonna get 2K recordings that are interpolated to 4K recordings. But this is the same for pretty much all cheaper action cameras, so don't imagine you're gonna buy another one that says 4K and it's actually 4K. Leaving that aside, this one actually has a couple of interesting features. So the first one, it's the fact that we have Gyro Stabilization. So that means that whenever you're walking, your footage is not going to look like this, but I'll show you an example a bit later. And secondly, we have an HDR mode. Let's start with a very quick unboxing. So the camera comes in a very good looking box, and on the front we see a picture of the camera and the waterproof case. So on one side we can see some of the features of the camera. Inside the box we are gonna find the carrying case, and that's a pretty cool thing to get for like 70 bucks. Inside that carrying case you're gonna find the camera and the waterproof case. Supposedly the waterproof case is good to up to 30 meters in the water. However, I didn't actually go diving, so I cannot confirm if that's true or not. Aside from that, you're gonna find the user manual, and the user manual it's in English and it's got a whole bunch of instructions. And aside from that, we're gonna find two batteries. So this camera comes with two 1050 milliamp batteries, and we also get a whole bunch of mounts and stickers, so you can basically place this camera anywhere. The camera itself, it's made out of plastic and it looks just like all the other action cameras that we've seen here on the channel. So on the front we have the power button, which is also the mode button, and the lens. On top we have an OK button, and that's also the recording button and an LED. And moving to the right hand side, there we have an HDMI port. We also have the charging port, which is a micro USB charging port. We have a slot for an SD card, and lastly the microphone. And now I want to show you a couple of recordings so you can see how the microphone sounds, or I should say so you can hear how the microphone sounds. For our first microphone test, I'm holding the camera in my hand, so about half a meter away from me, and there is no other noise aside from my voice. So this is how the microphone sounds with this camera. This is a quick microphone test. I'm currently outside and you can probably hear some water and some birds singing. Aside from that, just my voice. So this is how the microphone sounds. And as you've heard, the microphone sounds quite good. Now moving back to the camera, so on the other side we have two buttons, one up, one down. So you can either turn on the Wi-Fi network from one of those buttons, or zoom in or zoom out. And at the bottom we have a little plastic door that covers the 1050 milliamp battery. So you're going to be able to record for about 90 minutes at 1080p at 60 frames per second. But keep in mind that you can actually keep recording whenever you're charging this camera. So you can just plug in a cable and keep recording, and the camera will be charging and recording in the same time. And that means that you can use this camera as a dash cam as well. And lastly, on the back of the camera we have a 2-inch display that doesn't have the best viewing angles, doesn't get that bright, so it is a bit difficult to actually see the screen whenever you're outside. As I mentioned before, this camera has gyro stabilization as well, and next I want to show you a clip with the gyro stabilization on and with the gyro stabilization off. And as you've seen, the footage looks much better with the stabilization on. So next I want to show you more clips that I recorded during the day. Some of them have the HDR mode on, some of them have the gyro stabilization on, and so on. Keep in mind that you can actually remove that watermark at the bottom of the video. It just happens that I forgot to actually remove it before recording. But yes, you can definitely remove that watermark at the bottom. So here are a couple of samples of recordings during the daytime. Image stabilization on.
Low power. Low power.
So as you've seen, the daytime recordings look very good, so very crisp and clear, so probably better than a lot of other cameras that I tried here on the channel in the past, I don't know, maybe 6 months. So next we are gonna check out some nighttime recordings. So as you've seen, nighttime recordings aren't as good as the daytime recordings, but again, that's pretty normal for these action cameras. And next I want to show you some pictures that I took with this camera. So if you have a lot of light, the pictures turn out quite well, better than I was expecting in fact, and some of the picture actually had the HDR mode on. Now, if you take pictures at nighttime, well, unfortunately they don't turn out that great, but once again, this happens with pretty much every action camera that I tried. So of course, all the pictures that you've just seen were taken with this camera. This camera can also make a Wi-Fi network, and that means that you can control this from your smartphone. So first of all, you're gonna have to install an app on your smartphone, and you can find that app in either the Google Play Store or the iOS Store. So you can check out the manual to see how that app is called. Once you install the app, you turn on the Wi-Fi network, and to do that you just press that button up on the right hand side of the camera, and as soon as the camera makes a Wi-Fi network, you connect to it. As soon as the camera is connected, you can basically see anything that the camera sees right on your smartphone, and this works good up to like 10 meters away from the camera. More than that and it's gonna start disconnecting. So first of all, you can change settings right from that app, so all you have to do is touch the phone, not the camera, and you can start recording, you can stop recording, and you can even view whatever recordings you have, and you can actually download those right on your smartphone. So definitely a lot of control over the camera from your smartphone. As for using the camera, well, it's quite simple. So you have the power button, which is also the mode button on the front of the camera. So if you press that once you're in the video recording mode, press that again, you're in the picture taking mode, press it again, you can view whatever files you have on the camera. So any pictures or videos that you have on the camera, and pressing that once again will take you to the settings app. As for the camera settings, well, we definitely have more settings than we've seen on many other action cameras on the channel. So first of all, you can change the resolution of the recordings, you can turn on or off the Gyro Stabilization, you can turn on or off the HDR mode, and so on. For pictures, of course, you can select the sharpness, you can change the resolution, and a lot of other settings. So just take a look in the settings app there for anything that you may want to change. So there you have it, this is the Apeman A80, so definitely a lot better than a lot of other action cameras that we've seen here on the channel, and the camera only costs about $70, so I think it offers quite a lot for that $70. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, press that like button, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.